So right here we have the learning log, and there's three different ways that you could kind of do this, but you can do it multiple different ways as well. On here though, what we kind of have is just it's a task, checkpoint, students answer, and then they need your teacher check in with an initial. So on slide one, you can see there's three different examples. This one has different questions, and then right here is where you initial. So once the students finish task one, and usually this is done with a roadmap. So if you have your students working on a roadmap, they would do that task and then they need a teacher's check. And again, you could have them come up after every single part of that roadmap, or you could have them do it. And then they don't get checked until maybe task three. So you know your students best and you're able to kind of make that decision on what would be best for your students. But here's an example of a roadmap. So students do the video, and I might have, and I love this example that Abby uses. Down here, she has how many times is region said in the ed puzzle, and students have to find the number in that ed puzzle. And once they do, they initial. So again, it's just them making sure that they're listening to the video. You could add maybe like what happens at this point in the video, and students have to write exactly what's happening. But again, they can be quick checks, they can be more detailed about like why type questions, when type questions, define. You can have all kinds of different DOK type questions on this learning log sheet for you to check. So again, the students do this activity on the learning roadmap, and then they might do this Pear Deck, and then based on that is another question to follow up for their learning log. Right here is a Google document, another example. So here again, we've got an ed puzzle, the triple beam balance, and I love too that students have to come up and get that initial. So again, they're not doing all the words that they have to define, just a few. And then you're able to really check in. Do they understand that basic knowledge? Do I need to do something else with them? This one right here is a Google slide example. So right here, there's different teacher checks on, and as they're filling out this resource, they're working. So again, there's just random teacher checks in where that you can go in and you're able to see how the students are doing on that material. So there's three examples, or you could just kind of use this Google slide, create a checkpoint, and then an answer that the students would do, and then you can initial really quickly.